Right, guys, so I've literally tried like every diet out there, right? And the thing is, like, I fall into the same trap over and over again, where it's like yo yo dieting, right? Where I start a diet and just go like 2 3 weeks with the diet and like pretty much just fall into the same habit of like quitting the diet and like getting back on my normal eating habits, right? And as you can see, it's not been working. And I started this new diet, which is the carnivore diet, and it's an animal based diet, and I've been feeling so much better. Um, my energy levels are stable. It's not like up and down, like crashing and shit. you know, um, and it's been really good. Like, and it's if you might think that it's expensive to go on this animal based diet, but it's actually cheaper when you consider that you fill your cart up with like unwanted sugars and like unwanted carbs, like refined carbs when you go to the grocery store, right? Um, if you eliminate all that and you just keep like the fruits and meat, literally like you're spending like half the amount that you normally spend, right? So yeah, it's been really good for me, and I wanted to come and share this with you guys because it's always helped me. So I'm sure it'll help you guys as well. It's compatible with like anyone's eating habits and things like that. So what I did was, I literally cut out all my sugars and like sodas and whatnot, and like all the refined carbs and whatnot. Um, and literally just kept the meat and not even vegetables, just meat and fruit, you know, and a little bit of honey as well. So and that's been working really well for me. Like, I'm pretty much like a lot sharper than I used to be as well. So yeah, and there have been times where I've been craving carbs. I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like this pretty much works for like anyone that's like skinny fat or like overweight and things like that. Um, you might need carbs if you're like a skinny dude or whatnot. So what I do is I fast for like the first, let's say like first like 6 hours of the day, and then have my first meal later in the day. Um, and that's been working really well for me. Like I'm a lot sharper, but I do have coffee in the morning and stuff like that. So a little bit of milk and coffee. So yeah, and I know like a lot of like high performing individuals like like all these millionaires and whatnot, like they just eat steak and like just have a little bit of fruit and whatnot, and like just overload on the caffeine. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean it's been working for them, so why not working for us as well, right? It's like if you go on this carnivore or like animal based diet, you would literally like start losing like bloatiness around your face and stuff like that. I've noticed that quite a bit, like throughout the last few weeks. Um, because think about it, like the carbs are holding all the water in your cheeks and stuff like that, right? So it obviously make you like bloated and like a lot more puffier than usual, right? I'm not saying like carbs is like the bad guy and whatnot, but it's literally like detrimental to like a lot of people's lives, right? Because if you think about it, like all these diseases and whatnot, they stem from carbs and like refined sugars and like refined carbs, right? Processed sugars and processed carbs and refined sugars, right? Um, if you think about it, like heart disease and whatnot, like they all stem from like sugar, so and refined carbs, but and a lot of people think they have the misconception of like uh the fats being like the animal fat and whatnot being like the enemy. Like it's literally not. Like animal fat is so good for you, and I've done like my own research regarding it as well. So um and I think everyone should be doing this animal based diet. You know what I mean? The benefits that you get from it is tremendous, and I'll run you through like what I eat throughout the day. So like it's pretty much like I wake up and I have a cup of coffee and I fast till like let's say like 2 3 o'clock, and then I have my first meal, which is like two burger patties and like slice of cheese on top of them. Um, and also like some berries and like some strawberries and whatnot, and like a banana, and like two eggs and whatnot. And I just put like drizzle honey over all of them. So, and that's been working really good with me, like, cause like you don't get like this the diarrhea shits as well, because you're eating fruit and that contains like some fiber as well. So you're not really like completely shitting yourself. When you just eat meat, I think your bowel movements are like a lot more unstable. So um, it's better to just eat a little bit of fruit as well, just to get that little bit of fiber. But other than that, like I have nothing else to say. Like it's been working really good for me, and a lot of people think that like you need to eat like a lot of fruit as well. Like it doesn't need to be a lot of fruit. It can be like just a little bit, like just a banana or like two bananas. I ate two bananas, and a little bit of berries as well. So yeah, and like I sometimes switch the burger patties with like switch it for like mince, like beef mince. Here in New Zealand, we have like beef mince instead of like ground beef. So yeah, I mean it's been working really good, and like obviously I can't hit like PRs and whatnot because like in the gym like I don't have like you know like carbs in me, so like I don't have that much like my energy's stable, but like it's not like spiked at a level where it's like okay, like it's go time. Like I'm sure if I have an energy drink, which I don't, it'll literally spike my energy levels. So yeah, I mean it's been good so far, to be honest. Like it's not too bad, and this will literally stop like everyone is getting onto this animal based diet now. Like I've seen like this trend of carnivore and like beef and beef tallow and whatnot, like cooking with beef tallow and whatnot, and even putting it on your skin. So yeah, I mean it's really good that people are literally waking up right now and like realizing like the harm that like seed oils and like sugars and processed refined carbs and whatnot like have on their health, the impact that it has on their health. And you might be saying like, okay, like obviously you are eating a little bit of carbs because of the fruit, right? Like, isn't that sugar as well? Like, fruit has sugar, but not really, like, cause it's not processed sugar, right? It's like fructose, so it's not really like processed sugar, which is a lot worse for you than like just fructose and like fruit sugar. So yeah, that's my take on that, and like you can do your own research on that, but I'm saying like if you eat like a couple of pieces of fruit a day, it's not gonna hurt you, like as opposed to eating like donuts and like all this processed shit, that'll literally like put your health down the fucking toilet. You know what I mean? Growing up, like I was like really skinny as well. But I did used to eat a lot of carbs, but I think I was like I was doing a lot of sport. I was doing like a lot of basketball and stuff like that. So, um, my energy expenditure was a lot more than what I ate. So I was maintaining a skinny physique. Not to brag or anything, but I was maintaining a skinny physique. And yeah, when I got older, a lot of like my metabolism like slowed down, and like I started gaining weight, and like especially after the sea, literally like skyrocketed like my weight. So yeah, and I've never been this fat. Obviously, like like um, it took me 8 years to like get this muscle on my frame, and like I just have like a lot of muscle, but like I have a lot of fat as well. So like that's like the drawback of that, and that's why I'm trying to like slowly like taper down my fat content in my body and like just literally get lean as fuck and like just shred it, and summer's already here as well, so like that's why I'm fucking grinding super hard on this diet and like literally keeping myself accountable and like being like literally so strict and literally doing my cardio as well. Bro, I'll tell you the secret cheat code right now to losing weight, right? I've dropped like in the past couple of days I've dropped like 2 kg or something. It's literally by doing cardio, like 30 minutes on the treadmill or like 25 minutes on the treadmill, and literally combining that with the animal based diet, right? And that'll literally skyrocket your progress, like in terms of like losing fat, right? So yeah, I mean that's great. Yeah, at the end of the day, like if you're losing fat, that's what you want, right? So that's some sauce for you guys, and yeah, it's not really sauce because like it's out there, I'm not the first person to talk about it at all. I'm sure a lot of other people talk about it. A lot of doctors talk about it now as well. But the food industry literally like keeps it under wraps, like like you don't want this getting out because like a lot of people will wake up and be like, we don't need fucking cereal to live our lives, bro. And literally like stop eating all the cereals and like refined sugars and refined carbs and whatnot. Obviously, so and it's a big industry as well, and like that's how the whole operation is set up, right? Obviously, like they they profit off of you when you buy like donuts and shit like that, and when you get sick, they profit off of you because of the medication and like all the treatments that you go through in the hospital and whatnot. In some countries, it's free. Obviously, like healthcare is free. But I think in America it's not. So like, like, so if you get like heart disease or whatnot, you have to go through insurance and whatnot. So like, it's a hassle and like they'll profit off of you, in that process as well, right? So yeah, I mean it's all rigged at the end of the day. So yeah, just be wise if you're living in America. Obviously, like you need to be like pretty fucking dialed and So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. And obviously, like America has like the biggest amount of like obesity rates and whatnot. So like they'll profit off of you from that as well. So like like if you go in hospitals for like anything obesity related, they'll profit off of you in that sense as well. So like, bro, like it's all rigged, G. Like it's all fucking rigged, and the sooner you realize, the better it'll be for you. And like Americans are realizing this, like, day by day they're like removing seed oils and whatnot. Especially when Donald Trump came into like office. Now like RFK, I think his name is RFK. Robert Kennedy Jr. or whatever, RFK. He's like the health minister and whatnot. So like, he literally exposed like the whole food industry and stuff like that. He literally exposed the food industry for what it is, and I think you'll find a lot of good insights from there as well. Like there's a video on like Twitter and whatnot, where he exposed the food industry, and yeah, it was really insightful, and it's all rigged, bro. Like it's all fucking like planned meticulously to like keep you weak and poor and like whatnot, right? Because like if you think about it, like all the fast food and whatnot, they're actually like pretty cheap compared to like a box of like like salad and whatnot, right? So yeah, bro, like that's just what people can get access to, and like what the peasants can get access to, right? What the poor people can get access to, what the normal person can get access to. So I don't want this to turn into a fucking like a conspiracy theory like video, obviously, but like I'm just saying, like animal based diet is the way to go, right? A lot of people are like getting onto this vibe now. So like, yeah, that's all I have to say today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, subscribe to my channel if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. So like, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.